Hello and welcome. We are excited to bring you this four-part series on the vocabulary in part 12 of the N-400. Vocabulary in this section is becoming more important as USCIS officers are increasingly asking for the definition of the terms in part 12. For example, you may be asked, were you ever involved in any way with genocide? Hopefully you'll answer no. But they might follow up with the question, what is genocide? Or please define genocide, at which point you will be required to define the term. Okay, so you need to be very aware and very careful of the vocabulary. All right, first things first. U.S. citizenship requires good moral character. Good moral character is what Part 12 is all about. It includes obeying the law and doing the right things for yourself and others. It means being a good person and having good behavior. Most of the questions in this section start with, have you ever, or were you ever, or did you ever? Ever means in your lifetime, not just since you've been in the U.S. or since you've been a permanent resident. It means in your lifetime. Right. Today's video will focus on questions 1 through 21. So if you answer yes to any of these questions, your application will not automatically be denied. However, in some cases, you may need to have a lawyer assist you in completing the form. If you answer yes to any of the questions in Part 12, you must include an explanation on an additional piece of paper. But for questions on groups and citations, the N-400 has tables for you to fill in. You can include additional sheets of paper if necessary. Okay. During your interview, be prepared to answer all of the questions from Part 12. USCIS officers are increasingly going over every single one of these questions. So when you sign your application, you are confirming that you understand all of the questions on the N-400, including the Part 12 questions and the vocabulary terms. Okay? The officers are required to test your understanding of the questions, and it is a part of your spoken English test, and the officers are being more thorough. So it is almost certain that you will be asked to define one or more words on Part 12. There are a lot of difficult words, so you must learn the N-400 vocabulary. Okay, let's begin. I am using the version 12.23.16. You can see at the bottom here of page 11. I'm using the 12.23.16 version of the Form N-400. This is the newest version so far. If there's a newer version while you are watching, usually much of the information is the same. Please pull out your form and follow along. Please highlight or circle the vocabulary words we go over. I will not read every question, but will go over many of the important terms. If there is a different word you don't understand, just please use the comment section below and I'll help you out. So we're going to look at question number 1. And you can see on your form it says, have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? So that's where we're going to start with the word claimed. Here we go. Claimed. Claimed means lied or said that you said or wrote that you were a U.S. citizen. Okay? Claimed could have other meanings, but we are using the definitions that go along with the application for this purpose. So claimed in this case means lied, said or wrote that you were a U.S. citizen. The question being, have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or in any other way? Okay, so here, question number 1, look on your form and highlight the vocabulary word for easy reference. Next term, registered. Registered means filled in a form to put your name on the official list of voters. Okay, the official list of voters form. Have you ever registered to vote? Have you ever registered to vote? Next word is voted. Voted. That means submitted a ballot to state your choice of a leader or law. The question is, have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Voted. Hereditary. Hereditary is something you got from one or both of your parents. Something you got from one or both of your parents. Title. Title like a king, queen, prince, princess, what they call you. Order of nobility. It's a member of a royal or noble family. For example, a king, queen, prince, or princess. Inherited titles. Inherited titles, a royal position you got because you were born into a royal family. They were inherited. Question: did you ever have a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? Another question: are you willing to give up any inherited titles or orders of nobility? Okay. All right, more vocabulary. Declared legally incompetent. Declared legally incompetent. When a court says that you are unable to understand because of mental illness or impairment. That's when a court says that. Okay? A mental institution. A mental institution is a place where people with serious mental illnesses live and receive treatment. Okay? Question might be, have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? Next vocab is overdue. Overdue. Overdue means late in being done. Late in being done. Okay, I'm on question number 6 here. Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? Do you owe any federal, state? Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? Okay, next one. Not filed a federal, state, or local tax return. This is a little tricky. This means not submitted your income tax forms to the government. Right? So the question is worded a little tricky, so sometimes they change the wording. It's worded on the application as, right now, have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return? So if you have filed every year, you say no to this, okay? It's asking you if you filed every year, but it's stated kind of funny. Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return? So you want to answer no. However, sometimes the officers rephrase this question because it's a little tricky, and they might say, since you became a permanent resident, have you filed your tax returns every year? And in that case, you would say yes. Or they might say, have you filed your tax returns every year since becoming a permanent resident? And in that case also, hopefully the answer would be yes there. Okay? All right, so that's a little tricky there. On the application, it should be no, but if they ask in a different way, it might be yes. Okay. Non-U.S. resident. Someone who does not live permanently in the U.S. Okay, so they might be here on a visa. Do you consider yourself to be a non-U.S. resident? Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident? Okay, so non-U.S. residents, they ask this question because non-U.S. residents often don't have to pay taxes. So if you say you didn't pay taxes and you considered yourself a non-U.S. resident, that could be a problem. Okay, so that's why they're asking there. Some more vocabulary. Organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society. Okay, this is where this chart comes in question number 9. Any organization of people who do the same type of work or are similar in another way. For example, if you go to a church or a temple or a senior group or a book club or a mosque or Girl Scouts, you can put that information down there. Here, if you answer yes, it's okay because it shows that you're a member of a community depending on the organization. Okay, and you could fill out the chart. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any organization, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world? Okay, that would be question number 9. Okay, question number 10 has the word communist in it. A, question number 10. Communist, a political or economic system where the government owns all property. For example, the Soviet Union, Cuba, North Korea, China, Vietnam, and some other countries. It's a communist system. Totalitarian. Totalitarian system is a political system in which the people have no power and are controlled by the government. Question here is, have you ever been a member of or in any way associated with the Communist Party? Okay. Or have you ever been a member of or in any way associated with any other totalitarian organization? Okay. And again, it will ask the same about terrorist here. A terrorist is a person or organization that uses violent means against ordinary people or a government. I've definitely seen this asked, the definition of terrorist. So please know that, and it's okay to put things in your own words. Okay, the question being, have you ever been a member of or in any way associated with a terrorist organization? Okay, terrorist organization, and there we have a picture of 9/11 in New York. More vocabulary. Advocated. Advocated means suggested, convinced, or convinced others. You suggested it to others or convinced others to do something. Overthrow. To remove a leader or government from power by using force. By using force. So here's a question. Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Right? Persecuted. Persecuted means to treat someone badly and unfairly because of his or her ideas or ethnicity. Okay, so you're going after someone because of their ideas or ethnicity. Okay, or religious beliefs or sexuality beliefs or things like that. Okay. Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Okay, and that being persecuted. Nazi. Nazi is a German political group led by Adolf Hitler in the 1930s and 1940s. This was during World War II. Allied with. Allied with means that you joined with or cooperated with a group or a government. If you're their ally, you are on their side. Okay? So we have between March 23rd, 1933 and May 8th, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way with the Nazi government in Germany? or in any government in any area occupied by, allied with, or established with the help of the Nazi government of Germany. Okay, so we have those words there, Nazi and allied with. Okay, that's in section 13. Genocide, we come back to that word, genocide. I've seen this asked as well. Genocide is when many people are killed in a short time because of their race, religion, national origin, membership in a group, or political opinion. So a whole bunch of people are killed because of one specific thing that they might have in common. Okay. Torture. Torture is to cause a great amount of pain in another person without killing them. Question here, were you ever involved in any way with any of the following? Genocide, torture. And if you're following along, question number 14, it will go on to say, after genocide, torture, killing or trying to kill someone. Were you ever involved in any way with badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose? Forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations, or not letting someone practice his or her religion. Okay, that's all under question number 14. Paramilitary unit. A paramilitary unit is a group of people who act like a military group, but who are not part of the official military. A vigilante unit. A vigilante unit is a group of people who act like the police, but are not part of the official police. So they might go after a criminal, but they are not part of the official police. They're doing it on their own. A rebel group. A rebel group is a group of people who are against something, usually a government. These are all words found in question 15. Guerrilla group. Guerrilla group is a group of people who use weapons against or otherwise physically attack the military, police, government, or other people. Guerrilla group. Militia. Militia is an army of people that is not part of the official military. They are armed people, can be an unofficial military organization as well. Insurgent organization. An insurgent organization is a group that uses weapons and fights against a government. An insurgent organization. Okay, so the question here, altogether in number 15, make sure you know these different groups. Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups? Military, paramilitary, police unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, guerrilla group, militia, insurgent organization. Okay, read carefully and highlight the words on your application. Detention facility. A detention facility is a place where people are forced to stay, like a jail or a prison. Labor camp. A labor camp is a place where people are forced to work, for example, a concentration camp. Were you ever a worker, volunteer, soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following? Prison or jail, prison camp, detention facility, labor camp, any other place where people were forced to stay. Okay. Next vocabulary word, weapon. Weapon is a thing that causes bodily harm or damage. For example, a gun, a knife, a bomb, or rocket. It could be a large rock. It's a thing that causes bodily harm or damage that you use against another person. Were you ever a part of any group or did you help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Weapon. Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Okay. A couple questions on that. Recruit. Recruit. Recruit is to ask someone to join a group or organization. You're recruiting them. Enlist. Enlist is to sign someone up into that group or organization. You are signing them up. Conscript means to require them or to force someone to join a group or organization. You're not giving them a choice. Combat. Combat is active fighting between people and or groups or armies. Combat. So question being, did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? Can also be, did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? Okay. It's vocab. All right. So I believe that takes us to question 21. And so you will see the next video. This is the first video in the series of 4. And remember that I did not read every question. Please go over your form carefully and circle the vocabulary words we discussed in this video. Highlight them, know them. Let me know if you need help in defining other words in questions 1 through 21, or if you're confused about any of the terms that I used, okay? Please continue watching the next video for more important vocabulary words. In the next questions section, I'm going to go over questions 22 through 29 in the next part. All right, thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. See you next time.